Hey everybody, Life Lessons Podcast. This is Doug Spence. Today I want to just talk about our thoughts. Our thoughts. What are you thinking? What are we thinking? So, our thoughts, really, what are our thoughts? What are our thoughts? When we're kids, when we're children, before we learn the ability to speak, we don't really have an internal dialogue, even till about the age of 4. We can speak out loud. Everything that pops into our head, every thought that comes into our head, we basically just speak it out loud. And when we are first learning to speak, we just learn the names of things. Our parents just tell us the names of things. Chair, table, whatever. We just start learning the names of things. And then we start to put together these strings of words into a sentence. And every sentence becomes a thought. And then over time, as we're, get to be about 4, 5 years old, we realize, oh, I have a voice in my head. I can hear myself thinking. So our thoughts are based on our perception, or like a rudimentary perception of our reality, right? Chair, table, toy, dinosaur, right? We start to label these things, and it makes it easier to communicate. But the word dinosaur doesn't encompass every aspect of a toy dinosaur. The toy dinosaur can be hard or sharp or plastic or big or small. There's a lot more there, but we just point at it and say dinosaur, right? So this is our rudimentary understanding of reality, or of this dinosaur. It's not a complete understanding of the thing, of our reality, or of the dinosaur in this example. So our thoughts are a very limited interpretation of reality. And they can dominate our interpretation of reality when we begin to believe our thoughts more than we believe our 5 senses. So before we create that internal dialogue, all we have is our 5 senses. And when we're children, and we haven't developed the ability to create these thoughts based from words and symbols. Words are just symbols. We're very present. We're in the now. We're just taking in all the information without any filter of thought. The thought is a filter. It limits the amount of information we're letting in. But without the thought, so with presence, we'll call that without the thought would be a state of presence. We begin to take in more information, more than we could ever possibly put into words. So if a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video would be like 1,000,000 words, and our reality would be like a billion bits of information coming into our minds all at once. So this state of presence is one way to access our reality in its truest form. Right? You're getting everything. If you're extremely present, if you're deep into presence, you're getting all the information coming in at once. So, but most of us, we just live in the world of thought. And if we think a thought, we believe it's true. We believe our interpretation of reality is absolutely correct, absolutely true. It is the way it is because I thought it. It is that way. And our thoughts are incorrect or imbalanced thoughts that don't match reality create pain. So we have painful thoughts that create pain. And a lot of this can happen without us even realizing that we are the cause of our pain, because we're the cause of our thoughts. We created the thought. We're choosing to think the thought. We haven't even considered looking for an alternative thought because we already believe that thought is absolutely true. So once you believe something is true, there's no point in looking for an alternate interpretation, an alternate thought. So what you can do is start paying attention to what you're thinking. Eckhart Tolle calls it watching the thinker. What thoughts are you thinking? And how are those thoughts making you feel? How do you react to those thoughts? So begin to monitor yourself. Begin to monitor your thoughts. Begin to monitor your beliefs. Begin to question what you think is true. Is it true? Whatever belief you might have that's causing you pain, I'll never own a house. I'll never have a lot of money. I'll never meet the right person. Always and never are a good way to create pain. Is it true? I'll never find the right job, whatever it is. Is it true? Begin to question your thoughts. Can you absolutely know that that is true? And how do you react and how do you feel when you believe that thought? This is part of Byron Katie's The Work. A woman named Byron Katie discovered this process when she was in her attic suffering from anxiety and anger and hatred. And a mouse crawled across her foot, and in that instant, she realized it was all just her own thinking that was causing this pain. Her own beliefs. So, just begin to monitor your thoughts. Question your thoughts. And notice how your thoughts are making you feel. Now, sometimes people recommend doing affirmations, but don't do an affirmation if you don't believe it, if you can't believe it. Like, I will meet the right person, I will make a lot of money, but there's still no belief there. So first, you need to question the initial belief and just question whether it's true or not. Just question it. And look at how it's making you feel. Look at the downside to having that thought. Once you're there, take a moment, close your eyes, and get really present. And imagine yourself, who you would be without that thought. Who you would be without that thought. So that thought isn't even there. Now who would you be? And you'll notice that you are a person who's allowing a lot more possibility. And just sit there and just be in that state of possibility. Next, you can take the thought, the idea, and reverse it. Or interchange. You can do a turnaround. And there's several turnarounds for each thought, but you interchange the people involved. Or you change it from positive to a negative. So, I'll never meet the right person can change into, I will meet the right person. I'll never find a job that I like. I will find a job that I like, okay? Now still, you may not fully embrace that beliefs. You just have it written out now. You just have it, the thought is created. So what you do is you ask yourself, and you look for reasons why that is true. Why is that true? Why is this opposite belief also true? And come up with at least 3 good reasons why it's true. Look for the truth in that belief. And also create other alternate turnarounds. So, from I'll never meet the right person, maybe the opposite, or maybe another turnaround would be, I have already met the right person. Why is that true? Or, I am the right person. Why is that true? Maybe the belief is, I need to find someone. Okay. How do you react? Is it true? Who would you be without that thought? And turn it around. So I don't need to find someone. Why is that true? So what this process does is it really gets us questioning our belief and looking for the opposite. And you'll notice this is starting to create a balance. By looking for the opposite belief and the truth in that opposite belief, we begin to create a balance in our minds. And anytime we create a balance in our minds, in our perception, in our thinking, we start to feel peace. When we become present, we start to feel peace because our imbalanced thinking is, we've temporarily turned off our imbalanced thinking, and we're allowing the balanced information of our reality to come into our minds. So just practicing presence can bring us peace right away. Another thing we can start to do is start changing the questions we're asking ourselves. Start monitoring what questions you're asking. Instead of asking, why am I so stupid? Or some other self-depreciating question, why, or other depreciating question, why are they so stupid? Start asking better questions. Okay, instead of asking what's wrong with me, you could reverse it. What's right with me? What am I doing right? And you don't need an answer to come to your mind right away. Simply asking the question repeatedly is changing the habitual pattern of thought. So change the thought pattern, you'll start to detect and create better ideas, better answers. There's a great book called Affirmations. Instead of affirmations, which make firm, it's a form. So you create a question and you ask, why am I so loved? Why am I so loving? You just ask the question, not expecting an answer. It's just changing the thought habit, the pattern of thought. So now, what are you thinking? Are you thinking thoughts that are serving you, that are peaceful, or are you thinking thoughts that are painful and stressful? What are you thinking? All right, guys, Life Lessons Podcast. This is Doug Spence. If you're interested in affordable life coaching, check me out on my website, spencelifecoaching.com. Talk to you later. Bye.